This time, I would like to introduce our next guest speaker, which is Miss Tara McGuire. Tara? She comes from the State Alcohol Prevention Enhancement Center. She is the coordinator there, the Bluegrass Prevention Center, and I have heard her speak, I think 2 or 3 other times, and she always has so much information for us. It's awesome. Thank you, Tara, for being here.
For having me here and for allowing me to witness this event that I know for at least the last couple years, but I think you all have been doing it for even longer than that. That's just how many that I've been able to come to. Brings together the entire community. You've got a great group here, and to see you all supporting these youth and the youth here doing the kind of acts that they're doing, I mean, you can really tell that this group of young people put this thing together. And that they're really leading it and things. And actually with that, I'll be honest, I think I've got 10 minutes on there. I'm not gonna take it all because I would rather save that time for you all to more so hear from them. As I was introduced, I'm the Alcohol Prevention Enhancement Site Coordinator. They call me the Alcohol PEZ, and it's a statewide position, and it's sponsored through the Department of Behavioral Health. So I'm based in Lexington out of Bluegrass, but I'm all around all the time. And one of the things that I do is work on alcohol policies and underage drinking policies, not just in getting those things passed, but also in working on the enforcement of those policies and the awareness. I'm actually going tomorrow to speak to the Bullitt County Fiscal Court. And, you know, I was talking actually, they're wanting me to come up there and to provide them with some information on social host. And I was talking to some people up there and some people within the court system, and they said, you know, we tried social host actually 2 or 3 years ago, and there were a whole lot of objections to it. And, we feel like it's already something, it's already on the books. And, you know, I had to tell them, I was like, well, actually, it is. You all have got on your, I think in that brochure, or no, on the piece of paper, yeah, the handout that you all have got from the Washington County Heartland Youth Coalition. Social host is all about if an adult provides the premise on which underage drinking occurs. Different communities have different ones, but it's the premise on which underage drinking occurs. It's not so much the act of providing alcohol to a young person or endangering the welfare of a minor, which we know are covered in other parts of the law. But another thing that they said, they were like, well, you know, I really don't know if another objection that was brought up apparently in the past was, you know, I don't really know if this is really effective. I don't think this is probably going to be enforced, and I just can't really see how it's going to bring any more awareness to anything. And you know, the example that I gave to him was actually here in Washington County, and that's the example that I plan to use tomorrow. You all passed social host here, and you had so much community support behind it, and you had the youth there actually supporting it, but also it's been enforced here in the community. And not just that, but it has brought awareness to the cause, and you all have done great things with it. And so I just want to congratulate you all on having that policy. Some other local ordinances that have gone on across the state. One is responsible beverage server training. And now Nathan from the ABC is here. The ABC, of course, hosts the Star Trainer program, where they actually train the servers of alcoholic beverages in responsible sales so that it's not overconsumption. They train them on how to spot fake IDs, not just that, how to spot real IDs. So it's a great program, and definitely making that mandatory is something that we want to continue to see. Even if local businesses just adopt it as a voluntary policy, then you know, that's something we really want to see done. As far as on the state level, there of course was a whole lot, and you all have got a handout on this because I'll be honest, there is no way possible that I could probably go through all of these different policies and things which were introduced this session. I'm not even actually sure if I got all of them on here, but that gives you kind of a general overview. A couple that I do want to highlight: there was a governor's task force on alcoholic beverage laws that was formed, I believe in July, maybe August, And it was a group of different state people and also members from the alcohol industry. There were some prevention folks, there were some law enforcement officers on there. It was a group of all different people. And really the purpose was just to review Kentucky's alcohol laws. And we discovered on that some of the alcohol laws in Kentucky, actually most of them, have not been changed or updated for the last 70 years. So yeah, I've actually got a book in my car right now, and it's Kentucky's Alcoholic Beverage Laws, and it's about this thick. It's, somebody like Nathan probably back there probably knows it very well, much better than me. But it is very confusing, and updates to those are needed. A couple of things prevention related that were considered. One was medical amnesty, and the other was the responsible beverage server training to make that mandatory statewide. And those are things that I truly believe that more research and more will go into looking at those kind of policies. Another that I want to highlight, David Warner, who was introduced actually earlier from the Mercer County ASAP Board, was the House Bill 32. And that's something that I know is very true to his heart and things. And you all can see on your handout what that looks at. And I'm not here necessarily to advocate for one thing or another. I know that for different communities, different ordinances work better. I know that for some states, different state laws and things work better for them. And that's something that you all have to evaluate for yourself. But in with that, that's a piece of DUI type legislation. And it does, I think, have some promise and things, so y'all can take a look at those handouts. The very last thing that I've got, and that is the pink handout, my very favorite color, despite the fact that I'm wearing red today, but my favorite color, the pink handout. There was a U.S. District Court decision that found Kentucky's law, and you all probably heard about this maybe on the radio, or maybe you've gotten some flyers about it in your shopping bags or something, but it found that Kentucky's alcoholic beverage laws, in one sense, to be unconstitutional. Now, there is an appeal coming up. I don't know really where that's going to go or anything, but the change that is, I guess, on the table would take wine and spirit sales, whereas right now it can only be sold in liquor stores, which don't allow minors on premise, or in drugstores. So drugstores, I won't even get into. It's a law that, again, dates back to the Prohibition. So that's a whole other thing. But it is something, just based on my research that I've done from some national organizations, that certainly does have some concerning issues about it. And if the appeal, depending on what happens with that, if that does go through this summer, that's going to make the kind of work that you all are doing that much more important for the prevention related things. More alcohol sales and things doesn't necessarily mean that we have to see a huge increase in the problem of underage drinking and overconsumption and alcohol abuse amongst adults. If the work of you all continues, even after I know that the DFC grant is ending, that's hard to believe, but if the work of your all's group continues, then I have no doubt that you all are going to continue to see reductions in your numbers here and greater benefit to your youth here in Washington County. So I commend you all for what you're doing. You're doing great work, and thank you all for letting me give you that update. So. I do actually. She reminded me, I have one other thing. There is and this is actually done for the Bluegrass region, which Washington County is unfortunately not a part of, but in my last walk of life, I, for about 6 years, worked for Mothers Against Drunk Driving as their statewide youth program coordinator. So in doing that work, I also got to work with youth groups across the state, one of which was Washington County. And now, of course, I'm with Bluegrass. Bluegrass, through an underage drinking and binge drinking prevention grant, is going to be hosting a conference this coming June, and it's going to be mostly for adults within our region. And it's going to be for coalitions, for law enforcement, for just all different kinds of adult groups. But we are inviting a very select number of youth to come to this conference. And now you might be thinking, because we're inviting them there to actually do a session and to pretty much teach adults how it should be done, how for effective prevention and things that it should be done, and how to get youth involved in their communities, because many communities don't have youth coalitions like you all do here that are really active and really great leaders and role models, and we want to help get those things started in other communities. But you might think, okay, Bluegrass region, we are 17 counties in the central Kentucky area, so basically Lexington and every county that touches it and a few that don't even. How could we not have enough youth groups who are positive influences to do a session? The truth is, we have some great youth groups actually within the Bluegrass region. We're going to have 3 of them actually presenting some of their strategies. But we also looked at one other group from within the state, and it was a group actually that myself and another one of our prevention specialists brought up, and that was right here in Washington County. Because you all truly do, you have one of the best, not just most active, but one of the most effective youth coalitions across the state. With MAD, I did a lot of national work and things too, and you all also have a great group as far as the across the nation is concerned. You all have an excellent youth coalition. So your youth here, some of them will be actually presenting at this conference. We're hoping to have around 150 attendees. So it should be great, and we're very happy that they have accepted our invitation. So very, very happy. And I will be giving the youth some information before I leave on it. So thank you all.